Most people buy makeup hoping that it will fix a problem and then blame the product if it doesn't fix said problem. I bought the new One Size PowderMelt Glass Setting Spray. Not because I needed another setting spray, but because I already knew exactly what I was looking for. And that's the difference between wasting money and making a product hit. If you're new here, hi, my name is Miss Megan. I've been doing makeup for 15 years. 13 of them I worked for MAC Cosmetics. And in this video, I'm gonna share my 3 secrets with you about how you can make your money count when you're purchasing a new product and avoid a lot of disappointment. If you'd like to hear more, please keep on watching. People tend to think that I use a ton of different product, or anybody that's like doing makeup online has used tons of different product. In some cases, yes, but I don't. I use the same makeup constantly. It was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to be on the internet, because I was watching people do makeup. And it was one of the things I noticed when I first wanted to like put out makeup content. This was like years and years and years ago. And I was like, oh my God, like I won't be able to like make it online because like I can't afford to like have new products all the time. I can't afford to have new clothes in every video. Like this is legitimately what I thought when I was like, I don't know, 15 years old. Like it just wouldn't work. And then as I got older and I started working for MAC, and I was like, wait a second, like that doesn't make sense to me because it shouldn't matter. So let me just like do things how I want to do them. Something I talk about all the time is benchmark brands, having that baseline of product that you work with. And that's how I operate. I use the same makeup consistently because it gives me a baseline to work from. And in my case, because I know makeup and ingredients and techniques and everything so well, it's easy for me to look at other things and know what's going on. I know exactly how my skin reacts. I know exactly what to wear. I know how it wears. I know what to expect. So when I incorporate something else into it, it's very easy to understand what it's doing. So when I incorporate something like this new spray, I can spot the difference like immediately. Like I am in a long-term relationship with my makeup. And a lot of you are rocking like Tinder flings with your collections. I don't want that. The thing is that's not like an exclusive like pro level thing. Like it's not magic. It's not something that you can't have. It's a strategy that anybody can use. And it's simple. Just you stop chasing every new launch and you start developing your benchmark brands. And I always use the like husband analogy. I went on Hinge. I found my husband. Why are you wanting me to go on Tinder and look for one night stands? Right? So my benchmark makeup is my husband, and all the new launches are all little Tinder one night stands. You see those TikToks, or I'm sure, I hope you have, the people with the like, that are like on their iPads, like showing all the craziness of some of these profiles. That's how I feel about new launches. Not every new launch, but a lot of them. So number 1 is that you do not need to know every product. You just need to know your face. Something I've seen a lot of people do is needing to look up 40 different reviews on one thing to know if something's good or not. You don't. You just need to know like what you need. What are you looking for? And what does your face respond to? If your makeup always separates, right? Or your glow like fades away really fast, what product do you need to get there? And that becomes like the benchmark of your skin. Another thing that I see come up a lot too, God, I love shorty skin tint. Like it just hits. If I'm not gritting my teeth at the makeup, I don't want it. Another thing I see a lot too are people asking, this actually happened the other day. People asking like, what's the pro and con to like a specific product? That is not real, because that question needs to be based off of something. It has to be based off your need. So and like this is a real story that happened to me at the store. This girl came in and she wanted a long wearing, fuller coverage, semi-matte concealer, something that sat well under the eye. Easy. Pro long wear concealer. It was made for her. Exactly what she said. Her skin type, what she was looking for, the technique. I just needed to show her the brush and how to apply it. Then she asked her friend what her friend thought of the concealer. And the friend said, oh my God, it's so matte. Like it's terrible. Girl. So I said, what is your skin type? To the friend. And she said, oh, well, I'm dry. That's why the concealer didn't work for you, because it wasn't made for you. So now this person has said like, oh, this is a terrible concealer because it's so drying. That's a con of the concealer, but it's not. The attribute of the concealer is that it's like a satin, semi-matte kind of finish. That's going to be a pro for the girl that's actually shopping for the concealer, con for the friend that's used it before. but it doesn't change what the actual product is doing. Makeup doesn't know, like the actual makeup product does not know what it's supposed to do. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why asking if something is good or not is one of the worst things that you could do. And that's why I need you guys to stop just writing in comment sections everywhere, is this good? Is this bad? It's just like, you're just, it's gonna screw with you long term, because look at where the makeup industry is at right now. The other thing that nobody talks about either is there is such a thing about like too much information from too many different sources. I can give you guys another MAC example too. Every single person sees color differently. Another common thing that used to happen all the time is someone would come in and test you on purpose. I know my foundation color, I just want to see if you can guess it. That's not how that works. Or, so I was like, one way it would happen. The second way it would happen, someone would genuinely come in and be like, can I, can you match me to my foundation? No problem. Go through the whole thing. And then they whip out a card and they're like, well, these are all the shades that I've been told. Depending on a makeup artist, and this is not specific to MAC, this is just in general. Depending on a makeup artist's experience, how many people they've worked on, what their knowledge is, what their actually artistry skill is, the way that they're going to be able to ask and engage and really get on the same page as you to understand that you both are like processing the info in the same way is going to range person to person. And we all do makeup differently. That's why everyone's makeup style is different. So the way that I envision doing your makeup could result in a certain product or color comparatively to somebody else. And you often do have multiple different options for foundation. Like you can probably wear 3 to 4 different shades. Like I can wear NC17 up to NC30, depending on formula and depending on how it works inside my skincare, inside my foundation routine. So that's how you can end up with different colors, which is why if you are working with a makeup artist, you need to stick with like 2 to 3 max so that you're not getting too much different information. So it applies with like watching reviews as well. If you watch 40 different reviews and opinions about a product, how can you even begin to sort what it is about it that like is the right review for you? The solution here, have your content creators and your influencers that you love, have your makeup artists that you love, and you can pull the information from them separately. Your makeup artist might be what you're doing for like tips and tricks and techniques, and influencers might be for style or being able to see products, right? Like if you can't access a makeup store, if you don't have money to test product, then yes, absolutely, you're able to see every new drop in Sephora from like one creator. You use that as your like shopping experience almost. There's nothing wrong with that. And you should have a smaller amount of people that you watch for certain reasons. Number 2 is that benchmark brands, benchmark items, make new products make sense. If you don't have a consistent routine that you're comparing things to, you'll never know what that new product is actually doing. And if you're listening to me and you're like, girl, I can't even get my makeup to last, okay? How can I even start thinking about like what products to use? Don't worry, I got you. I have a free training guide on long wear makeup. So I kind of took the most frequently asked questions that I get about long wear makeup. All you have to do is DM me on my free Skool platform. So the link is in the description. Join for free. Send me a DM with the word guide. I will get you on your way to understanding what's going wrong with your makeup routine. Because if you're watching me, there's a chance that you're struggling with your makeup. And what happens as well is that you just keep guessing if the product's working or not, and it's not sitting on something that it can be consistent with. If you were trying to nail a soup, make a soup, right? We use soup in makeup analogy all the time. If you're trying to make the best soup in the world, okay? And every single time you made it, you changed every single ingredient. But then at one point you're holding up the salt and you're like, well, how much salt should I put in it? There's nothing to go off of because you entirely changed what you had just done yesterday. It's the same thing with makeup. Did I put my concealer on? I don't think so. When you have your benchmark brands and you know specifically the like things that you like and what you look for, when they pop up, it's kind of like loud. You're just like, oh, that was made for me. So that's how I felt when I saw the PowderMelt spray. And I only needed to watch, like I saw one video and I said, it piqued my curiosity. It fell into a category of what I love, plump, juicy, sexy. And I said, okay, I need to know. I need to know. Like that was for me a need to know. And trust me, if it didn't work, I would have returned it, but here we are. And the more you know your routine, the faster you make these like discoveries and you know instantly. So I only had to try this twice to know. Made for me. I just really love my routine. So the way that I tested it out was I used a powder that terrifies me. This is the Pro Set and Blur from MAC. It's so matte, it's so blurry, it scares me. And I said, okay, let's like go to town with this. Because again, I know exactly what this does on my skin. I know how Fix Plus responds to it, so I'll be able to understand what happens when I apply the powder or the spray. Also too, when you're applying powder, start from the bottom and work your way up so that the center of the face doesn't have the most amount of powder, which would in theory show the most amount of texture. So I put even more blush. This is margin, by the way. And then I said, let's take it up a notch. I'm gonna do Studio Fix powder, the new one, on top of my under eye. The other thing was there was no alcohol in this, which I won't use sprays that have alcohol in them on my face. So that was like an immediate, I feel great about this. I also became very obsessed with the fact that this spray bit is so big because normally my nail gets in the way and then I get like a drip. Very into it. It's delicious. I don't need that much. You definitely don't need that much. And then I was reading the ingredients. And so there's PVP in this. So PVP is a film former. So that's what creates that seal on the skin. So that means it's actually comparative. It would be Fix Plus Stay Over, not an original Fix Plus. So this you would still continue to use throughout the process of your makeup. But this as your final seal, okay? The main difference between the two for me, because now I have to ask myself, like, is this something that I just have another option for? Because I knew immediately I was keeping it. And I said, okay, well, realistically, what are you doing with it? Is this replacing Stay Over or is it another option? So the difference, in my opinion, for my routine, but also that can help you, is that Fix Plus Stay Over still is very much about keeping the skin very hydrated and really making things melt into the skin and become one. And then it helps prevent fading and extends wear. This, however, the thing that threw me off initially was that I didn't feel it was like glass-like skin in the way that I was thinking of. That doesn't make the product bad. It just was like, oh, I should maybe have not. It was the name that threw me off. But again, I don't care about marketing terms. So you can see that where we didn't put powder, there's this like elevated shine. And that's really where the glass piece comes into play. But again, not on top of powder necessarily. Where I have the translucent powder, it just has this smoothing blurriness to it. So comparatively to Fix Plus Stay Over, this creates the veil, that seal is more elevated. It's more blurry, it's sexy. Where the other, with Fix Plus Stay Over, it's more about absorption. So immediately, I'm perked. This is delicious, delicious. And then I can incorporate regular Fix Plus if I wanted to alter what the texture of the powder looks like before putting this on. The other way that I can describe it was if you liquefied Pro Set and Blur, that's what this is like. And the reason I'm saying it's not a glass setting spray, in my opinion, and again, I didn't watch any content to understand like what was the reasoning for it, but like I'm still matte where I put the powder, but it doesn't look heavy matte, chalky matte, overly blurred matte. Like I'm not scared of my skin. Normally Pro Set and Blur makes me scared. So I'm just like, you hit, like it hit the marks I didn't even know I had. Because again, I have my benchmark brands, I know my routine, I know my product, I know exactly what I'm looking for if I'm trying something different. And that's the like 0.3. That is what makes makeup way more fun, is when you know what you're doing and you can be intentional with things. So if you're gonna take your everyday makeup and turn it into intentional makeup and have more fun shopping your own stash, make sure you hit the link in my description and join my free Skool community. It will change the way you see makeup forever. There is nothing like it on the internet, and I promise you that you will not regret it. So secret number 3, like makeup is supposed to be fun, and it's way more fun when you know what you're doing. You don't have to be on a no buy. You just have to be more intentional with your purchases. The second that you understand what makes a product right for you, buying makeup becomes fun again. Like I have a member in my paid Skool community, and it's something that she's developed over time, that she knows exactly what will and will not work for her. You cannot get her to try something else. It's kind of like me. So she knows exactly what her vibe is, exactly what she wants to execute, and you cannot talk her into anything else. And there's no launch that could like phase her or pressure her into thinking that she needs it because her routine is working for her. So yes, you could be like a makeup collector, but the best collections are curated. They're very specific. They have a vibe. They make sense. I feel so good in this makeup, and you can feel this great in your makeup too. And that's what I want. That's where I want everybody to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If there is anything that helped you in this video, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, all under the same name at Miss Megan Robinson. Let me know what the last makeup purchase was for you and how much you either loved it or hated it and what the product was. If you've tried this spray out, let me know if you love it just as much as I did. Join my free Skool community at the link in my description. Don't be late for school, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.